The JSE All Share Index fell yesterday after two straight sessions of gains, mainly pressured by heavyweight tech companies in intraday trade. There seems to be a rebound underway. Global investors are focused on the midterm elections in the US. We're waiting for the latest CPI report from the world's largest economy. Roy Mutooni is an analyst at ABSA Asset Management with us now to talk about everything that's going on. Roy, welcome back to Daytime Update. A sluggish rand today, but at least still below that 18 rand mark against the dollar.
No, absolutely, yes. It just looks like the dollar's weakened a little bit, not very aggressively, but a little bit, and that's what's kept that rand below that magical 18 to the dollar level. But it'll be interesting to see what happens once we see what's going on in the US and the elections and everything. But yeah, I think we can be a little bit positive around that.
Let's talk about the developments around commodities then.
Yeah, so that's actually quite closely related with what we're seeing with a weaker dollar. So the dollar is weaker. Yields in the US don't seem to be going up much. In fact, they've been going sideways to marginally down. That typically is a signal. When you combine the two of them, that typically is a signal for commodities to rally. But what we're seeing is the commodities themselves are not rallying. It's the commodity shares that are rallying. So that I think just points to a little bit more optimism that the world might actually start growing again. It could be a little bit presumptuous, a little bit early, but as market participants, I guess we have to enjoy any green day that we see.
And Roy, Northern Platinum has made a cash offer. They want to buy the remaining shares at Royal Bafokeng Platinum. The hope here, of course, is to edge out Impala Platinum. Tell us more about that deal in its fuller context.
Yeah, so this is about a year since they bought their 34%. So effectively what they've done is they've made an offer to everyone. And in their minds, if they go from their current 37, 38%, including options, to 51%, they'll be happy. But in reality, they have the adversary or the companion, that is Impala, that owns just over 41-ish%, give or take. To me, it seems that I think what we're heading to here is a discussion between these two about how to go forward, because you probably have one or two big institutions who still haven't made up their minds, and these institutions could sway it one way or another. If it falls on the side of Northern, then Impala would be on the back foot, and vice versa as well. But I think the good thing is it probably means that this long-running saga is probably coming to a head and might be concluded in the near future.
Financial services and technology group Lesaka has decreased its net loss close to 1/5 year on year to about 189.8 million rand. Let's talk about that performance. Impressive?
So Lesaka was formerly known as Net1. It's dual listed on the Nasdaq and on the JSE, and it's been going significant restructuring, selling businesses, changing operating models and everything. So this is good news. They've been running at a headline loss. What we've seen is a trend where the headline loss is actually declining. And in the previous quarter, management were confident enough to give some guidance or expectations or forecasts for where they would be, and they've beaten those forecasts in this result. So I think it probably points to a business that is now coming more into its own, and in all likelihood may be able to break even over the next few quarters actually. So I think a positive update, a positive result for those who are watching this one particularly closely.
And Roy, very quickly before you go, with all that's going on in the US, I mean, the midterms are generally a local vote, shall we say, but seen as a referendum on the main government and the presidency at the White House. What are you looking to see once the dust is settled?
So typically, the incumbents in the White House tend to lose badly over the midterms, but that's not what we're seeing here. The battles are very tightly fought. It's really touch and go whether the Republicans will get both the Senate and the Congress or one or the other. So actually, your first big winner is the current incumbent of the White House. He's been able to outperform with regards to what they've retained, but I think what you're eventually going to see is that power will be split. And then what you're going to have is a bit of gridlock, particularly considering the fact that maybe Trump might want to run. Maybe the Republican Party might not want him to be their flag bearer. That's where the battle is going to be. The thing that we know for sure is if you give the Republicans any level of power, or if they win any level of power, then they'll be very obstructionist to the White House agenda, which should help their chances in 2024. So less spending, less significant changes, and the focus now shifts to the presidential elections.
Thank you very much for that, Roy Mutooni, an analyst with ABSA Asset Management on Daytime Updates today. Well,